Okay, guys, we're gonna watch some Warhammer weathering tutorial videos for some ideas.
In this video, I'm going to show you
my
8
ears!
of my favourite techniques and recipes for painting metallics on Warhammer models. All of them simple, all of them
Look at how
beginner-friendly.
gorgeous that
My name's
is!
Guy,
Oh.
you're watching Midwinterminis. Let's crack on, shall we?
Midwinterminis!
Hive walls. I've used this technique on all of my Necromunda
Is it plugged in?
bulkheads,
I'll plug
and
you
it looks
in.
Great. Grimy,
Oh, that looks
dark,
so
and brooding.
gorgeous!
First step, prime your models with black.
I don't
Then
want
we're
to.
going to overbrush with
Okay,
a
it's
dark
already
brown.
black.
Not too much paint on
Okay,
the
I
brush,
got
basically
brown.
just keeping the
I
black
got
in the
brown
recesses.
paints.
And then when that's dry, we're going to do a dry brush with a lighter brown.
Okay,
Getting
I have a
almost
rust
all the
color
paint off
we
the
could
brush
mix.
on something like a paper towel
Oh,
or a bit
okay,
of
that's
fabric,
fair.
and
Amanda!
sweeping the brush all over the
Okay,
model.
there's that dry
For this
brushing technique.
Specific paint brands or names
Oh, that looks
don't really matter
gorgeous.
so much. Just use what you have. And then for the last step, a very sparing light dry brush with silver paint. Using even less paint on the brush than before, just dragging the brush across the
look at
edges
the
of the model
edging.
and very raised areas. And that's it.
Get him,
Striking,
Amanda.
simple,
Poke him in the ribs
takes
for me.
No time at all.
That looks
Perfect
so
for big terrain
effortless.
projects
Like,
or
you made that
battered
look
old
so
war
easy.
machines. Second technique, orc metal.
Orc
I use
metal.
this technique
Is
on
it
my
green?
2023 Golden Demon
Oh,
finalist
damn, look
piece,
at that.
and it's criminally easy to achieve. You do need
Wow.
to use some specific products to get this effect though. First up,
Like
prime your
layering?
model with black, and then using a brown
I do
metallic
have black
like
paint.
Coatdam's Magic Metal or TT Combat's Tin Gubbins, paint the surface. Now we'll apply the Citadel contrast paint, Rattling
Wow.
Grime, thinned a tiny bit with water.
I have
or
so many
contrast
different
medium,
metallic colors,
and let
guys.
that dry. And once it's dry, we're
Okay, so
going
it's
to use
watered
a
down.
torn bit of sponge, dab it into some gunmetal paint, not too bright, and then tap that onto the surface to start
Wow.
building up a patina. Now, the magic happens when we basically repeat the last 2 steps a few times.
Wow.
Successive layers of rattling grime and sponged gunmetal.
Wow,
build up to
look at
this
how awesome that
awesome, dirty,
looks.
used
Mr.
metal
Jekyll, oh
look
my
that's
God.
great for industrial equipment and engines. On to technique
Gundam
number 3.
hanger. Gundam hanger.
This is day
God
one.
damn it!
My husband doing Tai Chi workouts.
Fuck your husband. And
This
his
is
AI.
Titan
Get outta here.
structure. This simplified
No
recipe
ads.
forms the
I
basis
sigh.
of the Midwinterminis Warlord Titan
Ooh.
understructure. And with only 4 steps, it's super easy to achieve.
Welcome inside.
First, we'll prime the model
Wow.
with a nice chocolatey brown.
Right?
After that, we're
Hi,
going to give
RBG.
everything a dry brush
Hi,
with
bad timing.
gunmetal. Basically a mid-tone silver.
I'm so
base,
impressed by
nothing too bright.
Warhammer painters.
After
Like,
that's done, grab your most frayed, useless brush, and we're going to use this to
Thank
stipple
you for
on
the daily wifey
brightest silver
check-in.
paint you have.
Oh,
Just a
I
tiny bit
love
of paint
that.
on the brush, wipe away the excess, but not as much as if you were going to be dry brushing, and then
So
just
pretty.
tippy tap the brush all over, aiming
Oh,
at the edges
hold on, I need
a
a
little
neck.
more than the big open areas.
why, thank you.
After that, just give the whole model
am I
a
so
coat
tall?
of your favorite warm, dark-toned wash or shade paint. And
Wow, I
that's
have
it.
like all
This
of these
obviously works
colors,
perfectly
guys.
for the understructure of big, stompy robots. Method recipe
Stumpy.
number 4,
You little
Vermin
stumpy.
Steel. If you've got loads of grimy, grungy sewer dwellers to paint, this technique will save
Wow.
you tons of time and looks ace. First up,
That
we're going to
looks
prime
so
the models
good.
brown and then give the metallic areas a generous dry brush with gunmetal. All pretty standard so far.
The
but
weed
now we're gonna
mother.
crack out streaking
It could be our new
grime
thing.
and
I am the
enamel
weed
paint.
mother.
Paint it all over the metallic areas, leave
Cool.
it to set for about an hour or so, and then grab
Ow.
some spirits or thinners. Dip in a cotton
Alcohol.
bud or a little
Okay, I got
makeup
lots of
sponge,
alcohol, like
and
99%.
gently wipe away the grime. This will reveal the metal on the
Ooh.
flat surface, but leave the grime built up in the recesses.
Hi,
Leave
Cloud
that
Force,
to
welcome
dry
in.
overnight, and then if you want to make some of the edges look a bit fresher, give them a tiny light dry brush with silver.
Oh my god,
Easy and
Hosante.
effective.
I
Just
absolutely
watch
need
out for the
to
fumes
maybe
from the thinner,
guys,
though.
I
Don't forget to
feel
open your
a new
windows.
hobby
If
brewing.
you're enjoying these so far, there are 4 more recipes on the way. Don't forget to save this
Chatterbug,
video
thank
to
you
one of your
too.
playlists to reference it
Hi,
later.
Gigi.
And do me a
Look at
favour and hit that
that.
like button. Ah, thanks bud, you're the best.
Wow.
Right, here we go with number 5, demonic metal.
Ooh.
This technique actually uses acrylic inks instead of regular paints. And because of
Maybe.
that, it doesn't really
I'm thinking
matter what
like
colour you prime because this
maybe
stuff, silver
space
image
dusty
ink, is
slash
incredibly
metallic. That
opaque.
orc one was
The
really
fun
cool,
thing
I'm
about
not
it
gonna
is
lie.
you can add literally any other ink colour you like to the silver to create a new metallic colour. They
Yeah,
go on
mixing.
like
I have
butter
so
and
many
have a really
colors.
natural
I like
shine to
TikTok,
them
welcome
that looks
in.
Awesome. To shade
Wow.
them, simply use whatever colour of ink
Like
you use
blue?
to tint the silver.
Oh,
thinned with
yeah,
about 4
blue
or 5 parts of
filtering.
water to 1 part ink. Look
Wow.
at that. Gorgeous.
That
You
is
can add highlights
gorgeous.
if you like, but if you want an
Hi,
otherworldly
White Gamer,
alien or
welcome.
demonic metallic look, definitely not something that's made by humans, this is a great way
Wow.
to achieve it. From
feel like
outlandish
Alienware
to
almost.
traditional, number 6 is arguably
Guys, should
the
we play
simplest
Warhammer
and most
40K?
effective gold recipe for Warhammer. Starting with a dark prime like black or brown, simply
it's
brush
matte.
on 2 thin coats of
I could go
Citadel's
spray
Replicator armor. Don't worry about the first coat
the
going on
hanger
squeaky, you'll get perfect
in matte
coverage on
top
the
coat.
second coat, but make sure it's thinned with a little water to stop it clogging up all the details.
They make it look
Next,
so
add your
easy.
favorite sepia or flesh tone wash, and then when that's
Flesh
dry,
tone.
choose your favorite bright gold paint.
Space Marine
and we're
2
gonna
is
add
very
a
fun.
sparing dry brush of this to the
Believe.
raised areas and edges, leaving the flat areas as untouched as we can. I mean, it's already looking
Wow.
gorgeous, but if you want to,
I mean,
you can
we
add
did a
few
bit of dry
edge or
brushing
dot
on the
highlights with
goof,
a
and
bright
it was
silver
so
just to
easy.
accentuate the high shine. It's lovely, huh? Well, that's not the only way of making an awesome
Like,
gold.
wow.
And technique number 7 doesn't even use
I have
gold
a shit ton
to
of
make an
markers,
awesome
too.
gold. Witchcraft?
And
No,
thinners. We can
contrast
use
paint.
markers and
Starting off
thinners.
with a
And I have
black
some
primed
acrylic
model,
paints.
We're going to do a heavy dry brush with a gunmetal, kind of buffing it on all over, just leaving
Look
black
how
in the
easy
deepest
that
recesses.
was.
And then we'll do another dry brush,
Wow.
a bit more sparingly, of a brighter silver.
Oh.
Now just slap a black wash on this and
Oh.
you'll have a cool
Can
silver
we get some?
armor effect.
Can we get
but
some
not this time.
Kirby sounds?
We're going to add a
please?
slightly thin
Oh.
contrast yellow, or browny yellow, to tint the surface, retain the reflectivity of the layers underneath,
Damn.
and make a very cool metallic tone. You can even use
Damn.
this technique to make crazy
Thank you,
candy
Ragtag.
apple red effects too.
Candy
Just swap
apple.
out the yellow contrast
Oh.
for a rich red one. Wow, we've rocked
I
through
have
these, huh? Time for
some.
the final
I want to
recipe,
use up my
and that's
Gundam markers,
arcane
though.
brass. Starting off with a brown primer layer, we're going to paint on your favorite brass
Brown.
paint, doesn't really matter which one, and then we're going
Ooh,
to tone
shiny.
the surface and the recesses a bit with some Agrax Earthshade or a similar muddy brown wash.
See, I have
And then once that's dry, we're going to
multi-shade
grab a
brown and black
blue-green
and
contrast
gray,
paint, like
and I
orange
have
turquoise or
other
saltette
filter
green,
colors. Like I have a
something like
purple
that,
filter,
and start glazing that onto the
Ooh.
model in random spots, making sure
but
to
we
fill
could
it quite
easily
heavily,
make
about
other
1 part
colors
paint
by
and 2 parts thinner or
mixing
water.
the
Now,
Gundam markers
verdigris
in
effect
thinner.
occurs all over on brass, not just in
Wow.
the recesses. And the older you
Wow.
want it to look, the more
That
you
looks
should
like
apply.
copper,
Bits of
like
particularly
aged
old
copper.
brass that are open to the elements,
Baking
like
soda for
the Statue of
texture.
Liberty, have
I
entirely
really
lost
like
their
the way
bronze
the
appearance
rusting
and are now
looks, honestly.
totally green. If you want to add any particularly fierce bits of verdigris patina, you can add a tiny bit of white paint.
They
into
have
whatever
other
contrast
like
paint you used to glaze on that
texturing,
colour,
weathering
and just
stuff,
gently
but I wasn't
stipple
sure how
on
it would
in
react
random
with the
spots.
Gundams.
This looks particularly
The
striking
Tamiya
in deeper
specifically.
recesses, though. And that's pretty nifty, huh? Which one
That
of
looks
these easy
nice.
metallic
A little
recipes
bit
is
more
your favourite?
painted,
Let
you
me
can
know in the
tell, than
comments.
like, you know?
But 8's a weird number, isn't it? 10 is nice and round.
Okay, guys, which one do you like best? I really like the look of this. Actually, this one's my favorite. I'm not gonna lie. I think this is kind of what I like for the hanger. A more like gunmetal, like aged metal. And then we could do like a bluish filter for like space dust over it. Liberty green. Ah, yes, American. The gold one's cool. I really don't mind this one too, like the rusty brown. But I have some Mr. Weathering stuff, multi-black. I do have brown. I'll have to pull out all my stuff, but I have majority of these colors we could easily make. Yeah, I don't really like warm tone things, so I'm thinking it's gonna be this guy. But yeah, so this is Midwinterminis, guys. Definitely go and give them a sub, because goddamn. Here, I want to save this to, let's make another one. Weathering. Private, great. Okay. Damn, that looks so gorgeous. Okay, I wonder what else he has on his channel. Let's see. Let's go playlist. Hero Quest, how to paint timings. Maybe we stick with the other one. Model painting tips and tricks.
Being able to build a map with your name on it.
I don't
Just
want
by
to.
thinking about it.
God
Meet
damn.
Base 44.
Right. Easy, cheap
Hello again,
DIY
Guy from
dip
Midwinterminis
wash.
here. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create your very own DIY dip wash using easy to find materials. First off, you'll need to have everything ready and close at hand before you begin. So to create this
prepared?
wash, you'll need
That's a
an
song, I
artist's
think, right?
ink in the colour of your choice, a bottle of acrylic medium, some PVA glue, some dish soap
Like
or
this.
washing up liquid, some water,
Dish soap.
a small container to measure your parts,
A mask, yeah.
and a
Tamiya's
container to
stinky.
mix and keep your dip wash in. To keep things simple but accurate, I'm going to be measuring everything in parts, rather than being vague and saying a drop of this and a bit of that. We'll be using parts so you can create as
Excuse
much
me.
or as little of this modelling wash as you like, and get the same results
This'll be
every
handy.
time. I'll be using this little 2 centilitre plastic cap to measure everything out, so in this video, one part
It looks
will be one
huge, it's
cap
so
full of
small.
liquid measured to the 2 centilitre line. Before you
Sounds
begin,
so, like,
you'll want to decide what
spooky.
colour of wash you'd like to create. As we're making our own, it's totally up to you.
Hmm.
For this example, I'm going to be trying to match the wash I used in my speed painting sandstone Necrons tutorial. If you
Ooh.
haven't already seen that video, add it to your watch later playlist, as it's full of nifty tips and
Airbrush?
tricks on creating cool texture and glow effects on miniatures.
Can you hear it
The
okay?
colour of the wash comes from acrylic artist's ink. If you wanted to create a black wash,
Acrylic,
simply use black ink.
I don't know. I think
Sepia will
they're
create a sepia wash, and
oil-based
so on.
paints.
So let's start by creating one part of ink. My blend will mostly be burnt umber with a little touch of black to darken it
Bumper.
down, bringing it closer to a traditional artist colour known as Van Dyke Brown. I'm
Van
using
Dyke.
Daler Round
Ah.
acrylic artist ink, but feel free to use any equivalent ink. Liquitex or Winsor & Newton also make great inks. I filled this measure with burnt umber ink almost to the 2 centilitre line, and now I'll add a little black to
Centiliter?
darken it down.
How much is a centiliter? Is that a British
Now pour this ink
like
into
thing?
your container. Next, we'll add our medium. This will stop the acrylic binder of the ink from breaking down and creating tide marks as it dries. You can either use acrylic matte medium or gloss
Sounds like you're in a
painting
spooky
medium.
forest or
I'm
cave.
using Hobbycraft painting medium. Measure out one part up to the line and add it to the
A
container.
milky white. Hi, Ryu. Welcome in. I know, it's so impressive.
Because I mostly use this dip wash for terrain pieces, sealing texture paints and fixing debris in place,
What does that
I'm going to
add?
add some PVA glue to the mix.
I figured
PVA
there has to
glue
be
is a
glue in
vinyl
there.
polymer and does a very similar job to the acrylic medium, stopping the ink from
I think I
separating,
have some of that.
while at the
Well,
same
I have,
time making your models
tacky
a bit
glue.
more robust when it dries.
Hmm.
For this step, I'm using Craft PVA from Hobbycraft. Be aware that not all white glues are the same.
Fairly
For example,
easy and
this
hard.
blue
Yeah.
tack white
If you
glue
want
is
like
far
those
too
finer
thick to use.
details to look
You
right,
want to use
it's
a glue that's got a nice
That's
fluid,
Duffy,
gloopy
wow.
consistency.
wow, that is
Measure
really
out one part of
gloopy.
PVA glue and add it to the container with the medium and ink.
Bam! Good kit for painting? Yeah, I agree. I agree. Hmm. But the metal, oh, the metal weathering looks so nice, guys. Should we play Warhammer? Should we? Is a whole new. Oh my god, yes. Oh my god, yeah.
Make sure to scrape this out as much as you can, as it'll stick to the sides of your measuring device.
He looks like he's
If you're
making
never going to use
like
this wash
witchcraft.
to fix textures, just add one more part of medium instead of PVA. Once your ink, medium, and glue are in the container,
Into the games?
stir everything up.
You could play. What's
Now
my
it's time
flavor?
to add water.
I like magic
While
with a
any
hint of
water will
unga
do, The
bunga.
tap water where I live in the
If I could be an
southeast of
elf, that'd be
England
cool.
is quite mineral rich, known as hard water. It's totally safe to drink.
Hiya! Darks, welcome in! Thank you so much for the follow. It's lovely having you.
Because I don't want
Ooh.
any of this scum appearing in my wash, I'm using
Scum?
condensed water taken from my dehumidifier.
Oh,
If you
yeah.
live in a
Okay, so
hard
distilled
area
water.
like me,
Yeah,
you can
my
get
water
around
is
it
so
by using
hard.
bottled water. If you live in a soft water area, your tap water will be fine. If in doubt, just use bottled water. You won't need much.
Oh. Can we
Measure
start
out
with
8 parts of
Fantasy
water
Elf?
and add them to your container.
Fantasy Elf? I was thinking like Warhammer or
Remember to only fill to the 2 centilitre line.
Warframe.
The water will dilute everything down and get the overall consistency right. Finally,
That looks like a big ass jar.
Soap into your container.
Mythical species be a gremlin. Oh man, I could also be a goblin. I love to loot and destroy.
And reduce pooling.
Yeah,
This is the
Bakuso,
only
me
step that
too.
isn't measured in parts.
I don't have pointy
A few
ears
drops
just for
will
no
do,
reason,
and it's better
chat.
to put in too little than too much. You can
My
always add a
lady.
few more drops
Mwah.
later if you find the wash is pooling too much. Put the lid on your container, give it a good shake, and leave it to settle. Go grab a cactus that has a glossy finish. This shouldn't be a problem while you're painting your bases. Here's some
Ooh,
25
okay,
mm
here it is in
construction
action.
bases, gritted, primed, and base coated with a few different colours. From left to right, we have Zandri Dust and Avalanche Sunset from Citadel, and Iron Curtain, Elm, and Shock White from Montana Gold.
Yeah, totally
Remember
safe
that
maybe to
detached
drink,
white glue I
allegedly.
mentioned earlier? I used it to add texture to one of these bases. I think it's pretty obvious which one. After a quick dip and a few hours drying, here
This
are
one?
the results. Instantly cool looking,
Ooh,
ready to
I
game
love how it
bases that are tough and
settles.
durable.
Yeah,
With
basic
that extra
glue. I have
PVA,
some
they stand up to
craft
punishment
glue.
pretty well.
I don't. I guess I
The
could
odd
make
one out
some.
here is the base that I used
Hello,
the Bluetooth
Shiori.
white
Welcome
glue on,
in.
painted in
We're
Avalanche
looking at
Sunset.
Warhammer
This dried
techniques
much
today, guys,
smoother,
because we're going to
even
be
though I
editing
diluted it more than the
the
Hobbycraft PVA.
PGU
It hasn't
Grandpa
left the
Gundam
deep
hanger.
recesses in the dirt texture for the wash to creep into.
I wouldn't suggest drinking that. That looks like
As
a
I
cookie.
said, not all white glue is created equal. Anyway, that's it for now. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe. My videos are pretty irregular.
Wow, 10K likes, that's
Hopefully you
crazy.
find them useful. If you know someone who might enjoy this video,
What was in that playlist? How to paint. Where was it? Warhammer painting. Well, let's just go back. That was a really good one. Hi, 16. Welcome in. Yeah, look kind of like a cookie. Oh, we were in playlists. Okay. Oh yeah, I was in here. The Forbidden Cookie. Realistic. MDF. Wood terrain. So it's like diorama
Hello.
stuff.
Penny from Midwinterminis here. In
Penny.
this episode, we're going to take a quick break from our Blackstone
Structure.
Fortress speed painting
Ooh,
series
that
to
looks
give you a quick
cool.
tip on adding texture to your MDF terrain.
Okay, we won't be doing that, but how to make, use, and fix weathering powder.
hi there, Guy from Midwinterminis here with another quick DIY hobby tip.
Granddad, some
A
weathering.
few
I'm
of
just
my
waiting
upcoming
for
videos will involve using weathering powder. So I thought I'd make
water
this
slides
handy
to come
video
in
to help
before
you
we
out
weather
if you're
Grandpa.
new to the world of weathering with pigments, and so I wouldn't have to
Basic
explain
material
the process
styling.
in every video.
So
If you're in
hear me out. I have a shit ton of pigments left over from my business that I had. So like really high quality mica powders, like food grade. So this could be like a great thing for us. So he's just literally pressing it. So it'd be just like a loose powder.
You can see that the effect is really nice, adding a very subtle, realistic age look to the simple
Ooh.
paint job.
I do have
However,
some
if you want to use this on
Tamiya
models
like
to keep
weathering
gaming
powders
with,
too we
you'll
could
want
try
this
out.
delicate powder to not rub off over time.
MTG
Here's
L
what they look
combo.
like before any
Ooh.
treatment. I then remove the strips and apply the
Immaculate.
fixer noted
Ooh.
at the top of each one. Number 1 will be the control.
How the
with no
powder would
fixer.
age.
Number 2 will
Honestly,
be army paint
majority
and
of them
matte
keep their
varnish.
color
Number
unless they're
3
in
was just
something
cheap hairspray.
caustic.
And number 4 was isopropyl alcohol applied through my
We're
airbrush.
voodoo shit.
And here's what they all look like after the treatment.
Wow.
As you can see, the matte
So
varnish
many
and
different
isopropyl
effects,
has
guys. Okay, let's see. Anything easy to look at? How to make free industrial bases from trash. Nice. Speed painting Blackstone Fortress. Da-da-da. Stop wasting money on texture paint. Make your own. I feel like you could probably use a lot of household stuff to make some of these textures, honestly. Not that I'm against like buying brand stuff, but you know. Stop cutting like a child. Guys, he's calling us out. Calling us out.
Hello, Guy from Midwinterminis here. This video is going to be
Foam
a
core
bit of
is
a
our
quickie,
friend.
and it's going to
Ooh.
be a bit different from my regular videos. I had another video totally ready to go for today, but it was a group effort and the other people in the group weren't quite ready, so that'll have to be next week's video. So now I have to come up with something
Ooh,
at
they
the
got
last
some.
minute to
Oh, I
not
see
only
the
entertain
Nurgle
you,
now. I
but to
see the
also keep
Nurgle.
the YouTube algorithm wolves from eating my babies. Now I get criticised a
Baby
lot
eating,
in
nope.
the YouTube comment section, and a lot of it is quite
It's so
justified.
funny.
Saying dice
I
instead
want
of
to,
die
though.
when talking about a singular die, squirting toxic goo all over
Okay,
the place
anyway.
without wearing gloves, airbrushing for literally
Let's
hours.
get back to it. This was wow. That was so cool. Great video. Easy to follow. In 5 minutes, hey? Weathering in 5 minutes. Wow, look at that. I really like the chipping look too. But I'm kind of afraid to use them on the Gundams because expensive. And I know Warhammer kits are expensive too, but damn guys, it's scary. Okay, what's this one? Oh, ads.
This shopping season, save over $550.
No.
I think most of us can agree
Hi,
that
Inferno,
shipping is
welcome
not an
in.
easy technique. It takes
looks cool.
practice, experience, and patience to make it look in scale and interesting. badly painted chips can
Do
destroy
you guys have
an
any
entire
favorite
model that you
Warhammer
spend months
YouTubers you
building
like?
and painting.
Hit me up. Hit
So
me up.
one would
Do it.
think it's
Tell me.
best to just avoid
Oh, that looks
chipping
so
rather
cool.
than try and learn the do's and
Yeah,
don'ts.
please.
In this video, I'll share a few tips which I learned
The
over
sponging,
the years,
yep,
and
we're
then
familiar
show
with
you 4
sponge
easy
weathering here.
techniques that I guarantee will make you a better chipper.
Painting. In terms of painting, 2 kinds of chipping additive. That paint is
What
on
is up, nerds?
subtractive,
What's
which
happening?
takes.
Let's
Oh yeah,
start
I've
with
seen
some quick
I've seen a
explaining
couple
rather
on
than using a
Amazon
combination of videos and photos from
about
my
the big ass
older
slur.
builds
Oh,
to better
that's
get the
okay.
point across.
But look
I'll
at
be
that.
using these side screens from an old out-of-the-box model, which I'm never gonna finish because I built myself a slightly better one.
Could you imagine
They
like?
already have
Okay, hear me
filters,
out, chat.
oil
I
dots,
gotta
and
hear me out. Does Warhammer and Studio Ghibli, did they ever do like a crossover? Because if I could get my fucking hands, if I could get my hands and my pointy ears on the Howl's Moving Castle and paint that shit, could you imagine how cool that would look? Because you didn't seal the powder? Yeah, you gotta seal it, the powder, guys. You gotta seal it.
applied, which
Spray
makes
that
them
shit.
perfect for this demonstration. And before we get
Wow.
to those 4 totally legit, insane life hack techniques
Wow,
that will
look at
turn
that.
you into another Adam Wilder, let me talk about some basic but very important
That looks so
but
cool.
basic stuff.
Basic stuff number 1.
Basic.
Decide when to apply chipping.
Don't turn your weathering into a mess. Each
Oh, that looks
technique has
messy.
its own place in terms of when it should be used. Filters, for example, are usually the first technique we use when we're done with
How
the base
rusty
coat
and full of
marking.
dust shits, but
There
not
are
all
2
kids
common
have
approaches to
rust.
chipping.
I mean, depends
Right
how you
after
weather
you're
it.
done with your paint job, aka before
Details and you
filters,
welcome it.
washes, oils, and everything else. And second, after filters, washes, and oils. And then followed up with dust, mud,
I have
and
both.
stuff like that. I personally
Ooh, mud.
use the
That was
latter
crazy
approach,
looking.
and you'll see that in this video as well. But of course, there were a few cases when I
Excuse
painted
me.
them before
Wow.
every other technique.
Oh, that's a lot
The
of
main
yellow.
difference between those two is that when you apply
I guess I
chips
like
first,
my eye falls
they get
towards
toned
more
down a
like
bit
natural
more,
weathering.
while if you apply them after washes and
Watercolor
oils,
gives
they'll have
all
more
their
pop,
elves
so to
control.
speak.
Ooh.
Basic
I don't know what
tip
any of
number
that
2.
means, but if I can be a
Don't
cool
use
hot
hairspray
elf,
as
let's
a
go.
crutch.
Painting chips
Mr.
by
Weathering,
hand
yeah,
is
I have a
time-consuming
bunch of
process.
Mr. Weathering
It's also not the
stains
easiest
and
technique out there.
multicolors.
Many modelers therefore use hairspray or chipping fluid technique as a quick solution to get lots of natural
Yeah, I've
looking
seen
chips
that
with
exact
minimum
brand on
effort and
Amazon.
time. The problem is that hairspray chipping, if you
Okay,
want
bye,
really
fix
good
it.
results, is equally, if not even more difficult than the traditional brush painted approach.
Filter
Things
liquid.
like
I
how
really
many
do
layers
like
of
filter
chipping
liquids,
fluid
but
should
I
you
only have a
apply,
purple
how
one.
far your airbrush should be while airbrushing,
Yeah, I don't
how
have
thick
airbrush
the paint
yet.
layer needs to be, what thinner to use, how long before you can start peeling the paint, and many more variables enter the game. The most difficult part of
Commander and
hairspray
Legacy.
chipping is how unpredictable it can be.
Mm.
Not to mention, if you decide to go this way, you can say goodbye to techniques like pre-shading, post-shading, color modulation, zenith
I like the
light,
shading,
distressing,
honestly,
or
like,
black and
oh,
white
God.
technique. And in most cases,
Okay,
it's
my
not even
lady.
that fast.
Have a good day at
I
work,
spend
okay?
more than
Mwah.
30 hours on this bulldozer just
May it
to
go
get
by
all
fast.
the chipping done.
Yeah, I had the
Stuff
violet.
do
I
not
should have
dry.
got the blue, and I wanted the blue weathering master powders too, but I didn't buy
chips
them.
are usually done with acrylic brush-specific
Ooh,
paint
chat,
in 2
look
or
at
3
that.
steps. First layer of superficial chips,
Damn.
second layer of dark steel
Elf
chips,
decklist.
and sometimes
I
third
want an
layer
elf
of very
decklist.
faint enamel or oil paint rust tones. With the first layer, you have to choose or mix an appropriate color that's basically a lighter
No clean
version of the
airbrush,
base
man.
coat.
I
Don't
also
use
want an
grass
airbrush,
green
but
on olive
I need to
drab
drill
or
a big
lemon
ass hole in
yellow
my
on
ceiling.
German dark yellow. There are many
For airflow.
modulation sets on the market, so if you're unsure, just get one of them, paint the model with the mid-tone, or just do a complete color modulation if you want, and then use the lightest paint for chipping.
Ah,
For
sponging.
darker steel tones, it's best to use dark
We
gray
love
or
you, sponging.
grayish-brown colors. This also depends on the color of the tank. Dark gray chips would probably disappear
Wow.
on a German gray tank, so you'd have
Hey.
to use more brownish.
Those of you that do paint, like 16, can you post your absolute favorite like paint job that you've done? Warhammer or Gundam or diorama or whatever in the Discord? I would love to see some of your guys' work because this shit is high-key amazing. If you're not already in, oh god, my neck. If you're not already in our Discord channel, make sure you are, because we got a shit ton of stuff that happens in there. We're a very warm, inviting community, And there's lots of Gundam and Warhammer shit that goes on in there. So please post your best works because I want to see that shit. Like, it's fun to see videos, but I want to see stuff that you guys have actually done. You know what I mean? Like real life stuff.
So,
We all start
Basic
somewhere.
number
Don't worry, I just started
four.
building in April.
Practice
You're good.
where it's not visible.
it will take some time until you get the good grasp of the delicate movements of your hand
Okay, I could see the AK pencils being really good for this. Like, that's what I use them for on Gundams.
and needed to paint decent chips. Play it safe and practice on hard-to-see parts of your model, like
you must
the
love
lower
Assassin's
hull or road
Creed's,
wheels, which
Riot
usually
Guide.
get covered with mud or dust, or in places
Oh,
like
damn!
under the turret.
Since I was just
So
a
let's
wee
now get
baby.
to those mind-blowing techniques.
Number 1.
Oh!
Sponge!
Wow. White
Sponge
Knight?
is a very clever chipping tool, and you
Ah, I
can get
love
it either
sponges.
from your kitchen or from packaging boxes. All you have to do
Packaging
is get
boxes,
a small or
that's an idea.
medium-sized piece. This depends on how large ground you want to cover, and make the edges slightly more random by tearing out small
Yeah, it
chunks.
definitely depends on the
You can then
sponge,
use
like
tweezers as a
density.
handle. For the first layer of chips, I chose Iraqi sand from Vallejo. Because these
Yeah,
pads
those ads are
usually very
dumb.
thick,
I'm gonna be doing a hanger, like a Gundam hanger. It's 4 smaller hangers put together. It's the home for our grandpa, our PGU RX-78. So that's why we're looking at this today, because it's more of like a large scale project, but I think it'll go by pretty quickly with some of these like dry brush techniques and stuff. I think what I'll end up doing is on the break, I will go and spray the hanger with matte top coat and let that dry because it's already black, and then we'll have a good solid like black matte base for the paint to hang on to.
a drop or two of tap water is needed to thin them down into a better consistency. Now we can dip the sponge into the paint, and here's an important step. You have to remove
Because I
most
have
of the
other
paint
acrylic
on a
paints
piece
that
of
we did
paper
weathering
until it
with,
leaves just a
on the
trace
goof.
that looks something like...
Oh,
Wait for
Solo,
it.
thank you! Thank you! Welcome
This.
in! No, the PGU.
Now we are ready to chip the model.
He's like,
It's
what,
best to
160?
start chipping
1
around the
over
edges
160?
Because those are usually the most exposed parts that
Mm.
can easily get worn down.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do on the goof custom. Is he still there? Where did I put him? I don't know where he is. I think he's on my shelf. Hi, Sushi. Welcome in.
Then you can add some
Yeah, he's
random
160.
small flakes across the entire panel. Sponge creates
Yes, you
natural-looking
are
random
first. Yes,
patterns,
you
and you'll
are.
quickly learn how to paint
I'm
them
gonna
by
put daily
brush if
check-in.
you give
Your
this
waifu is
technique a few
me.
tries. It also creates lots of fine chips in very short amount of time. Here's what would happen if your sponge was overloaded with paint.
You can always sponge it off, though, no? Well, I mean, yeah, if you dab it like that.
Okay, that's still not horrible enough.
Ooh, I love some of the dioramas that I've seen on TikTok of the Wing Gundam
Yeah.
using like the Buster rifle.
And I've seen a few people doing this, so please make sure to
Welcome in,
unload the paint
Anjay.
each time.
The cactus, yes,
It'll
you
save
are
a lot
first.
of
Good job.
frustration later. Now you have to thin
I'm
the
not-
paint down a little bit more until you get a consistency like this.
Yeah, more watery. Wow,
Now
you're
pick
patting
the
under
finest
my
brush you
headband.
have.
Wow.
000 brushes with longer bristles that can hold more paint are the best for this task. Something
Oh
like
yeah, I
this
got the PG
000
Zaku
from
in too, so we
Vallejo.
can make them fight.
All you need to do
can have, like,
now
Gundam
is to
Fight
connect
Club.
some of the random flakes. I usually
Yeah, I do like the
It's
toothpick method too, honestly. That's
basically
kind of
a
how
sort
I
of
first started
filter
learning.
because it
But the
It's
pencils
again
I like a
important
lot
to
better.
unload the brush
Ooh,
on a
spray.
piece of paper until it produces all the specks are easily removed with
So many
small
techniques,
amounts of enamel
guys.
thinner.
I have not. I've watched Witch from
Pretty
Mercury,
neat, huh?
IBO,
But if you're
and
still
half
not the
of
biggest
00.
fan of any of those techniques, but you haven't used hairspray or chipping fluid.
I wonder if they'd use like lighter fluid too. Orange down a bit. Let's see. Sponge textures. Like they're like Warhammer is so crazy. Like this insane. Rust. Ancient metal. Let's look at this one. Merca.
Hi there,
Okay.
my name's Guy.
Oh,
You're
this guy
watching
again.
Midwinterminis, and
Wait.
this video is sponsored by
We'll just save
Audible.
this one anyway.
And
I've gotten
Oh, shit.
pretty used to.
hi there, my
Whoopsies.
name's Guy. I want this paint job to strike a good balance between interesting enough to not look lazy and basic, and not so much effort that I'll
Acceptable
cry myself to
effort
sleep when
zone.
I eventually hide it with armor panels. It might seem like a pretty simple task, but I'll be laying the basics
We do
down
have
on about
Anime Nights in
3/4
Discord
of the
too.
Titan's
Maybe you have to
total
watch it
surface
together.
area in
I'll
just
watch
this
the
video.
OG like
Probably
Gundam
about the
anime
same
too.
area
Keep on
as
it.
10 Land Raiders. Before we start painting, this is my last chance to add stuff to the base before it gets primed. So
The
let's do just
gunplay,
that.
yeah.
I snipped up some clock junk and cogs and superglued them in place on the base, leaving some just laying on the ground, but making others look like they were half buried in the dirt.
Ooh, that's cool.
The crushed Tau hover tank was a really fun part to add, but looking at it now, it has a couple of areas that could do with a bit more detail. I stripped
Ooh,
some
cool.
old broken USB cables to get at the little cables they contain, twisted them together, and then shoved some in the gaps that were already there on the really broken sections of the hammerhead.
You know, it'd be
On the
cool
section
if
that
they
connected
use
to the
like
anti-grav engine
I know it's
thing,
not
I drilled out some
like-
holes to fit the cables, and
Tesla
then shoved little arrays of cables into the
electricity
holes,
out of like
letting them droop down all
a
silently.
diorama. That'd be so cool.
Also, fun hobby tip, when you
guess
snip
you just
them
use
up into
wires
small
for that.
lengths, old hairbands make great cables. Just add
Owie!
superglue to
Thank you
them
for
to
the
lock them in
7-stream
place,
streak.
and they take paint really
Owie!
well,
Y'all
and
let
they
me
have
know
a
when you
cool
get your
rig
stuff. Oh wait,
texture
or did
straight
you let
away.
me know already?
The hover tank was a second-hand model. and
Yeah,
I got
no,
a
I know.
bit
It's like
excited
watching
about
original
stomping it
Sailor
and
Moon.
sticking
Like
it
so
onto
much
the
like
base straight
filler
away,
episodes
and
and
I
like
forgot to
Dragon
clean
Ball.
its mold
Yeah, I
lines,
get you.
So I gave it a quick scrape on the most offending lines. If you remember from the video,
Okay, here's the metal
legs to
painting.
test the new Vallejo gunmetal paint.
That's
And while
huge!
it
Oh my
created a really
god.
nice effect, I thought there was just way too much brown still showing.
Look at that!
I needed a different approach, so
That's
I tapped
two
out
people
the giant
painting that
body
shit.
bronzer
Oh
brush
my
I used to dry
God.
brush my huge orc gargant,
Wow.
and did the same thing with the Warlord Titan. Yeah, that's much
That's
better coverage.
massive.
Less brown on show, and actually the mix of sponging and dry brushing has already created two different paint textures on the model. Next step in building up a realistic
Armored
patina
core
is
model
adding a
kits? Oh my
brighter
god,
metal
yes.
color, but not everywhere. Dabbing it on with a stippling technique. If you've ever used a paintbrush to apply one of the liquidy texture paints like Typhus Corrosion, you'll know this is how the brush ends up. All the tiny
Yeah.
texture particles get stuck near the ferrule and split the bristles in all directions like a feather duster. Useless for regular painting now, but amazing for stippling.
Or weathering.
Get a little bit of paint on your brush,
Hi, Blue, welcome
dab off
in.
most of it, but not as
Eternal
much as if you were dry
Lemon,
brushing,
welcome in.
and then just
Why did I say
tap
lemon?
against
Lemon?
the surface, avoiding the recesses.
Emperor class
and try
Titan
to
as an actual
rotate
model.
the tip of the brush
Wow.
so you don't get repeat patterns.
This is
I actually
unbelievably
found the
beautiful,
new
guys.
Vallejo
Like,
Big
I am
Bottle
so
aluminium was
impressed.
too thin to get a good effect.
Warhammer
Too
people are so
transparent.
cool.
So I switched
But
out to
Eternal
the
Lemon,
Model
welcome
Air
in. I hope you're
version.
doing well.
And you'd think they'd be the same, but
Streaker in the
no,
chat.
it's way more
Streaker in
opaque.
the chat. Thank you.
As you can see, already starting to build up a nice grimy metal look.
Right? Look how
But
beautiful
just
that
getting
looks.
started. Time to crack
Dang
out
it.
my tub of forbidden peanut butter, aka
Oh!
my DIY dip
Peanut
wash
butter.
that I've been using for years.
Oh, right.
I
We
actually
watched
showed
to
you how
make
to
a
make
dip
this stuff
watch in
way
another
back
video.
in 2018, even before my Blackstone Fortress series. It's a cool feeling that on my 160
Okay, guys. 100% we can do this stuff with what we already have. It'll just take some fucking around and finding out.
4th video, I'm still able to link back to stuff I did in my 4th video, and it still be relevant.
We have got to the point where
Oh,
literally anybody
ads.
can build a fully working app without knowing how to code.
It's
This
he
is
said
basi-
forbidden
This nasty
peanut
stuff
butter.
is basically distilled
Forbidden?
water, acrylic ink, matte
Oh, I
medium,
love Iron
PVA
Blooded
glue, and
Orphans.
dish soap.
Hold on, I got a treat for you guys. I finally got my stream deck back. Here you go. Put it in. Treat time. Mika. Okay, we got 20 minutes, and then I'm gonna go spray. I'm gonna go spray. Take that as you will. Mika.
I've linked the video in the description if you want to get the exact recipe.
Yeah,
It
Witch from
behaves a little
Mercury and
differently
Ibio
from
are my
regular
two
model
favorite
wash
Gundam
like
animes.
Null Oil or Agrax Earthshade. Although
Actually,
now
we're
Games Workshop have
watching
reformulated their
80
best-selling range of
86 right
shades
now.
to do totally different
It's so
things.
good.
It looks like Null Oil behaves differently from Null Oil now.
Squidmar? Okay, I'm
Anyway,
gonna Google them.
This stuff really wants to find the recesses.
Okay,
so
sweet.
I chose a huge brush and started slopping it on all over.
I
Starting
love
at the
these
top
filters,
and
like,
painting towards
wow.
the bottom to let the flow of the paint help me out. As you
Wow.
can see, it has a really grungy, grimy look to it. And also one of the benefits of
Ooh,
working from a brown base
16.
coat.
I love
There
the
are still some sections that haven't really had
dioramas.
much attention from either the
Holy
metallic or
fuck, it's
wash
like,
stages,
wow.
but it doesn't look out of place. adds to the effect.
Goddamn!
Their areas caked in
Ooh,
battlefield
that looks
dust
so
or
fucking
dirt.
cool.
Before going on to the next painting step, it's time to let
I
these
love
legs dry and
Azaku.
swap
I
out
still have
the
a
torso
police
and
Zaku.
arms,
Yeah,
and
police
repeat
Zaku I have
all
to
of our
make too.
previous steps to get both sections to the same point.
Damn,
To
is
prove
that
our
PG?
dedication to you and bringing you awesome
I love that
videos,
there's
we
a
were
Godzilla.
slogging away filming this on the hottest day of the
Damn.
year, where it hit 40 degrees Celsius or
What it
100
is?
Fahrenheit for the first time in the UK.
Right?
And keep in mind that fewer than 1% of UK
Because, man,
homes have
Gundam markers
aircon.
are not cheap.
That's
I'm
rough.
pretty sure all the
I mean,
Citadel
it's
paints and
pushing
shit are
30
not
degrees
cheap,
in my
too.
office as I
Hi,
edit
Thomas.
this video. And while you watch us literally melt while we rattle through the same stuff yet again,
just
let me quickly tell you
absolutely
what
love
audiobook we were listening
the
to
metallic
with this
weathering.
video sponsor,
No!
Gundam.
Enough with your ads
The audiobook-
bullshit.
Simon also reads it himself.
Oh, they're
He's
going
a
over with the black
fantastic narrator.
filter.
And the key part, even though this is a legit science book, it's not boring. It was
Wow,
actually fun to
guys.
listen
Wow.
to. Anyway, Firmament, very good, highly recommended, and a good choice considering, you know, all of this stuff. If you want to give it a listen, you can get free credit and 1 month
Good
Audible
paint
Plus
marker.
subscription
Yeah.
on me, so you can enjoy the massive
I
catalogue
might have went a
included
little nuts
titles
on the
as well as
display
Audible
markers, guys. I'm not
exclusives,
gonna lie.
shows and podcasts. Just follow the links in the description.
You'll see.
And that's
You'll see.
audible.com/midwinterminis
You'll see soon.
or text Midwinterminis to 500500 to
Fine
get sent
tip.
all the stuff you need
Yeah, I've
to
been
get going.
putting
Right, let's
the
put this bottle to
markers
bed,
out.
let it dry
Oh, Turtle
overnight, and in
Lemon!
the
Thank you so
morning,
much
we'll
for the
carry
follow.
on
Welcome to the
building up
Waifu
patina.
Countdown.
Well,
It's a beautiful
I will
place,
anyway.
as you can see.
Patty had the day off, so I had the studio to myself.
Over
And it's
time,
still
yeah.
absolutely boiling. So
Well,
I
I
took
did
the
a
opportunity to do
Gundam, a
little
full-ass
moon anchoring,
Gundam paint
if you know what I
and
mean.
weathering and
We've got a nice texture build up now the wash is dried, and it's also muted
Wow,
the brightness
those
of
were
the metal
hairy.
paint. I do want to bring back a little shine.
Yeah, so
though,
I was
especially on the
trying to
edges.
find, like, the
So
right
back to the aluminium paint and a mix
purple,
of dry brushing
and
corners
that
and
was
stippling
involved
here
a lot
and
of
there on the
kits.
flat surfaces to build up even more patination.
I haven't, but I will get my
While I had
hands
that
on
paint
it.
out, I
Don't
also
you worry.
painted
The
shafts
Lupus
of
Rex
all the
will be
pistons
mine.
on the model.
Will be mine.
You might think that pistons get all gross and greasy, and while
A
the
bear
ends
guy.
might, the actual
I've just been doing
shaft of the
spoons.
piston gets polished constantly by the movement and is really shiny.
I don't know if I'd break into
To add a bit of
Warhammer
colour to
just
the
yet.
metal,
I need to
first
run
up,
through
the
all of my
Whiteland
Gundam
Flesh Shade.
kits first.
Applied sort of randomly, I let it drip and streak
That backlog,
and pool in
if you're
some
staring
areas
at
too.
me.
I did the same again with Druchii Violet.
That looks amazing.
Kind of random, stipples and dabs here and there. And I did some streaking motions with the brush
That
on
looks
large areas
so
too.
good.
Purple washes can add a nice heat-stressed look to the
The
metal.
HG,
And
nice!
finally, I used
I wonder how the
non-oil
HG,
gloss
like,
to
claws are
darken
gonna
down the
be.
recesses on areas that looked a bit too dull.
Are they
and
going to
didn't
be
have
like
enough contrast.
articulating fingers
The
or
gloss
just like
stuff reacts
4
differently on
fingers
flat
together? You know what I mean?
surfaces and really tries to get into the recesses. The fact that it dries glossy is just a bonus when you're painting
Wow.
metallics. To clean it
I
up a
love
bit, I
metallics
mixed
so
up
much.
that brown base coat colour
Togo!
again and tidied up the bases.
Welcome in,
Blocking in
Togo!
areas with the
Look
brown
at that
again
tall
I caught
gorilla.
with the silver
That
dry
guy.
brushing,
Grab that
so
guy.
it looked nice
Go
in
follow
the
that guy.
thumbnail. And
Amazing
here it is.
Gunpla
That's
builder,
a
guys.
pretty nice,
Oh, hold on, I lost my
simple
neck.
and effective metal patina we've got.
Amazing
While you
Gunpla
check
builder.
out some of the tasty close-ups, let me quickly thank the channel's
Wow.
latest supporters on Patreon. Tim Gerasimov.
Oh, hold up. We'll pause. Zeal, hello! It's so big. This is massive. They had 2 people painting it, but welcome in, Zeal. Nice to meet you. Too kind? Of course. Gotta support the homies, you know?
Adam Lee.
Okay.
Anti-Castropgen.
Look how fucking
Valdor.
big that is.
Steel Mantle.
They had 2
Gabriel
people painting
Ambrosiak,
the base, like the
Emperor's
legs and
Champion
down.
Ulricus. Hawak. Vermin. Christoph
Wow.
Inks. And Martin Kruthov. So
Guys,
what do
I'm
we
getting
still
that.
have to
I'm getting
do
that,
on
like,
the understructure?
that dopamine
It
surge.
would be cool to add sections of extra weathering, maybe
Yeah,
using the
I would
Death
highly
Down
recommend
rust or
watching this
verdigris
because,
stuff. We'll also
wow,
need to paint all of the
Midwinter
power
Minis
conduits
is
and pipes,
so cracked
as well
out.
as the ribbed
Right here.
cables. That has good potential for adding a bit of colour to the model.
I love
Maybe
the
some reds or
cable weathering
yellows,
with the black
hazard stripes
underneath.
maybe. Obviously, the massive plasma coils on the big gun
But
will
to
need to be
paint, like,
energized.
yeah, I guess you
I
could
think I'll
paint
follow
small
Steve's
sections.
little
Wow!
plastic people
Look
guide
at
for
that.
one.
You can paint
His
small
knight's plasma
sections of
weapons look
cables,
so,
like,
so cool
on
in
a
the flesh.
Gundam black, or at
Also,
least maybe
once the
on
armor
the,
panels
while
are
it's
you
on
can
the
add little
panel would
nicks and
probably be
scrapes
the
in the
easiest.
metallic understructure too, as there's no point in doing those.
Because
on
it's
areas that are
obvious
gonna be
the
covered
cables
in
can look
armor
like, but then if
panels.
you just cover it
There's
up with
also a few
armor,
lenses to paint
I don't
too.
know, it's kind of like
And
wasted.
then we'll be ready
Tricks
to
your
apply
Gunpla,
those
welcome in.
huge sections of armor.
God,
So
that's
we'll have
beautiful.
to think about getting serious with those soon too, huh? Speaking of
Okay.
which, I asked Steve to paint a test panel to see how he'd do it differently from me, and
Yeah, I want the Unicorn Destroy mode so
This
bad.
guy's
The
a wizard,
Banshee's kind
honestly.
of like,
No
wow,
airbrushing,
look at that.
apparently, mostly sponging.
Oh
There's
my
no-
god, we could, guys, I need to show Kuma this. We could fucking scribe shit and weather it. Wow. Oh, I love that. Oh, I love that.
This
Dang it.
guy's a wizard, honestly. No airbrushing.
I don't
currently,
actually know.
mostly
If it has
stomping.
pointy ears,
This
probably
technique
that one.
uses directional highlights on the panels, so I'll need to figure out which way is up on all the
Okay, what
panels before they
did
get painted.
Bakuso say?
I also asked Steel Harpy Gaming if they can cut some custom flexible stencils for my Titan. I reckon it would be awesome to get some white snowflake designs to really pop on those black armor
Squidmar.
panels.
Okay.
And that, my friend, is it for now.
Damn.
I'm slowly melting in my editing room, so I'll make
Look at
this
this
brief.
beautiful boy.
Thank you so
He's
much for watching.
huge.
I really appreciate it. Don't forget to grab your free trial of Audible on me with a link in the video description.
Yeah,
and I'll
I want
catch
to
you next
fully
time.
fucking
Bye for now.
Warhammer paint a Gundam. Okay, let's look up this Squidmar. He kind of handsome. He kind of handsome. Ooh, paint marble effects. Oh, let's look at this.
If you're looking for an easy way to paint marble on your models, consider doing it like
Marble.
this. Begin by
Okay, hear me out, guys. Gunpla painting with resin and shit. Thank you! Thank you so much for the 2-month subbing. I really appreciate it. Mwah. Welcome in. Okay, hot take. Gunpla weathering with resin has so much overlap with nail stuff. They already make this liquid. Well, it's like a resin, so it will add thickness. But it's called blooming gel. You could easily put whatever base you want, white, gray, black, marble, and then use gold or silver or black, gray, blah, 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 vice versa, and just put like little strips of it through this blooming gel. It will make it look like marble. Like, all of these techniques already exist. So, like, for me, I have both nail stuff, because I do my own nails, and I have Gunpla stuff. So, we gonna try some shit on this channel in 2026, and I can't wait for it. It's gonna be so much fun.
base coating the area using Mechanica Standard Gray. With that base color in
I
place,
can't
we're
wait.
now going to take Nuln Oil and do a heavy
Military?
wash of this
Okay.
over the gray.
Military Midel. Okay.
After that shade is dried, we're going to take Dawnstone and do a technique called stippling, where we
Thank you,
dab the brush
16.
randomly across the surface of the marble.
Blooming gel designed for
Next, we're going to
resin.
do another layer of
No,
stippling,
if
this
you
time
use
using
a good
Administratum
top
Gray.
coat, like that varnish layer will protect the plastic. And honestly, okay.
We're now going to do
Okay, last thing. Okay, Strike Zero Gunpla. Hear me out. All nail tips are ABS plastic. Even like worse, like the shit of shit plastic. You can get high quality nail tips that are actually like a very nice ABS plastic, and you can get really shit nail tips that aren't. Any resin will stick to it, as long as you have like your primers and like your base coat. So like you'll be fine. You put in like a small like semi-gloss or matte top coat and then use a resin over top of it, you'll be fine. Man, if you use Tamiya weathering and don't even like top coat it, you're fine. Just top coat it. It's easy. I believe. Yeah. High grit sanding files. Yeah, honestly, if you could find a really thin, like watery top coat for nails, you could mix any pigment you want into it. Like whether that be the duochrome like car pigments or just like regular mica powders if you wanted to do your own like customs. Because I have a clear bust we're going to do some of these like trial techniques on later. It's a clear aerial bust, and I can't wait to show you guys all the shit that's going to work for Gundams that are already available so unbelievably cheap on AliExpress as nail products. Like, so cheap, guys. Like, unbelievably cheap. Yeah, highly recommend checking out like blooming gels and stuff. Like, they're so cheap. It's like crazy. But yeah, nail tips are also made out of ABS plastic, and I've never had any crack. And man, nail techs, like, that plastic goes through some shit. Like, we use electric files and stuff. Like, it's crazy. Yeah, you should. I have a PG Zaku I need to build too. But yeah, if you have any good, like, Warhammer techniques that you like, let me know, and I'll search them up. Yeah, anywho, let me get off my nail box.
Another layer of stippling, this time using Corax White, and we're using a smaller brush than
Your
the
first
previous
Gunpla
coats.
bootleg? Oh god. I had some, like, the
Our
Goof
final
custom
step is
had the
to take a
worst
black
ABS
or
plastic.
brown
Oh,
paint,
it was
water
awful.
this down quite a bit, and then we're going to carefully establish veins going
Ooh, neon
across
paints,
the face
nice.
of the marble. And that's all it takes to paint marble on your models. If you'd like
Oh,
to see
excuse me.
more short tutorials like this one, be sure to subscribe to the channel.
Hairspray
If
and
you're
salt
looking for an
chipping.
easy
Oh,
way to
okay.
paint marble on your models, consider
I
doing
feel
it
like
this.
Hairspray's
Begin by
probably
base
similar
coating
to
the area
butane.
using Mechanica Standard Gray. With that base
Strike
color in
Freedom
place, we're
Gundam,
now going
nice.
to take Nuln Oil and do a heavy wash of
You
this.
build a paint
over
Warhammer
the
too?
gray.
Fuck yeah.
After that shade is dried, we're going to take Dawnstone and
Hold
do
on.
a technique called
OBS is
stippling,
a
where
little
we dab
strange.
the brush randomly across the surface of
So he's
the marble.
just essentially making his
Next,
base
we're gonna do another layer
for
of stippling, this
for
time
that.
using Administratum Gray.
Let me search you up, because
We're now going to do another layer of
OBS
stippling,
and
this
TikTok
time
don't
using
agree.
Corax White, and we're using a smaller brush than the previous coats.
Ooh, Canadian
Our
too,
final
fuck
step is to
yeah!
take a black or brown paint,
Ooh, nice
water
Sosby,
this
buddy.
down quite a bit, and then we're going to carefully
Damn.
establish veins going across the face of the marble.
Yeah, honestly,
And that's all it
guys. Okay, hold up. Oh, let me show you this first. Nails, gel, blooming, or nail blooming gel, nail blooming gel. Like, it's so much easier than what this guy is doing. Yes, we're gonna be doing hobby today. I can't wait to get to painting. It's gonna be so much fun. Like, it's so easy. Like, you can, like, look at this shit. Okay, watch. They're just fucking slapping this shit on a semi-opaque black gel. They call this like a jelly. And that's spider gel that they're using. So there's two ways. So you could do it that way, kind of like the other guy is. And then this is what blooming gel is. And this is a super cheap brand. Like, it's so easy. I'm telling you guys. But Zanko thought, yeah, we doing things. Okay, so that's base coat. And they're putting the gel. So they did a base coat on top of their nail build. And then they put the blooming gel down, uncured. And now they're putting color on the blooming gel. And it just like spreads out. So like, nail blooming gel look marble. Right? Like, could you think of that? Like, you're gonna have some issues with thickness. Because nails are meant to have like a full apex and be built up and like all sorts of stuff. So you'll have to find a really thin like products to work with. But here, watch this. Watch this shit. Beetles again, really cheap, very affordable. Yeah, they're literally just mixing shit together. This isn't with blooming gel. And then just fucking putting it on. You could probably do this too with thicker paints. Easily. Yeah, sorcery, I'm telling you. Look, and they use okay, so that was a transfer thing. Have you seen using clear nail stamps to place decals? Yeah. I mean, okay, I'ma say this, guys. Okay. Nail stickers are 20 times the quality of Bandai decals. 20 times the quality! And they're so cheap! Like, don't sleep on the nail decals. They're like $2 a piece. Delphi could never. Oh yeah, Kshatriya, yeah. And they're thicker. And you can unstick them and restick them without them falling apart. Okay, let's see. Okay, here we go. Okay, so this is, you got your base coat, and then you have the blooming gel, and now they're applying color. Okay, color gel or jelly, so it's not fully opaque. But you could easily like mix a paint with thinner and then put it on top of a base coat with a blooming gel. But you'd have to try it out. But yeah, let's see. Let's watch. See, look, it's just doing its thing. Did you see how easy that was to apply? There's a gold. Like, so easy, guys. Imagine that was a metallic instead of like the gold foil. Man, I can't wait to try some of this shit with you guys. I've been telling you for months. Bandai decals are so bad. Warm water. I mean, I like water slides. Like, water slides are pretty easy. Except if you don't use them over a matte top coat. God, that was awful. I never want to do that ever again. They're still falling off my Wing Zero. Okay. Yep, they're doing the mix and apply. Base. Yep. Painting it on. Stippling. See like the overlapping techniques, guys. That looks so beautiful. I actually really like Born Pretty gels. Dude, look at me. But easy. And each of those like Beatles gels, I think are like a couple of dollars too. Like they're very cheap. I don't algorithm. I really hope it does because you need more nail stuff in your life. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, so there's so many different overlays between nails and like different Gunpla, like Warhammer effects. It's crazy. But yeah, like doesn't that look so gorgeous? Crazy. No, I don't. Yeah, you do. Have sticker decals, water slides. I like water slides. As long as they're quality water slides and that don't like break. Like, fuck. That looks so nice. But anyway. Okay, let's go back to, we were going to do, oh wait, no. Oh, damn. Oh, look at this Gundam. Damn. Squirrel. That's a sexy boy. Matt. Oh, look at them claws. Come at me, bro. But okay, I'm gonna put on some words and I'm gonna go spray the Gundam hanger, alright? Let me go here. Always with the ads. Okay, words. Words on stream. I visit this place often. Okay. Enjoy your words. I'm gonna go spray. I'm gonna go spray chat and then I'll be right back, alright? Do some words with friends. Show me how cool and smart you are, and then I'll be back.